All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers. If you've been watching this channel, you know my thoughts on the Green Bay Packers. I don't think they're going to be that bad next season. Now, take that with a grain of salt. I don't think the Packers will win 13 games and win the Super Bowl or be the NFC champions. But I also don't think the Green Bay Packers will have a 6-11 type of season, 5-12 season, and be back to square one thinking, all right, we got to figure out the quarterback situation. Obviously, the main theme with Green Bay all offseason was the trade of Aaron Rodgers. All right. And then the question has become, since the NFL draft, basically, what can we expect from Jordan Love? Well, I've talked about this on several Packers videos that I've made on this channel. I don't need Jordan Love next season or this upcoming year to be Aaron Rodgers. I don't need him to be Brett Favre. I don't need Jordan Love to be a top 10 QB in the National Football League. If he is, well, then watch out for the Green Bay Packers. Long term, definitely watch out for Green Bay. But my point is this: Jordan Love, to me, at worst next season will be an average quarterback. At worst. And with your defense, that is, I have faith. I have full faith in the personnel they have on the defensive side, with one of the best offensive lines in the entire National Football League, with another great draft, with a running back duo of A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, and new surgeon, star stud in Christian Watson. I still think Green Bay will win at least 9 games in this upcoming season. Now, before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Packers fans, you guys have been blessing my last couple of Packers videos. I appreciate it so much. I am a diehard Green Bay Packers fan. If we get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the world to me. I want to hear from you guys down below. We'll get to that later on in the video. So, the critique with Green Bay right now is they didn't do anything in free agency. Most of their moves were re-signing players like Rudy Ford or Keyshawn Nixon and the trade of Aaron Rodgers. And so if you take the Packers offseason and you look at it, if we put it on paper and you just take it at paper face value, you're like, yeah, obviously, Green Bay regressed severely. You lost Aaron Rodgers, you lost Allen Lazard, you lost Robert Tonyan, Chris Barnes, Jarran Reed, Adrian Amos, Randall Cobb. The list can even go a little bit further than that. And in free agency, they barely made any moves. So we're going to go ahead and give the Green Bay Packers an F grade. I get it. I fully get it. And as a Packers fan, this is something that I have been annoyed at in previous seasons, where it's like, okay, guys, we just won 13 games. We just went 13-3. Let's make free agency moves. That's not the Green Bay Packers. That's the hard-hitting truth for Green Bay and this franchise. They don't build through free agency. They build through the draft. So let's take a look at their first 4 draft picks, who are all 4 of these players are going to have an immediate day one impact on this team next season. Lucas Van Ness. We've talked about it on this channel before. He fits the Green Bay Packers mold pretty much perfectly, like literally perfectly. I've seen all the comparisons. I love the Clay Matthews comparisons, but Lucas Van Ness, edge rusher out of Iowa. Love my Iowa draft picks. He is going to be money. All right. And he's joining, keep in mind, an already good defense. I know they lost some pieces. They're younger. They're more athletic. They're still hungry. Keep in mind, guys like Quay Walker. I know Quay Walker's season didn't end perfectly. And in fact, it pissed a lot of people off, including myself at the time. But Quay Walker last season, as a rookie, played every single football game. And he had over 120 combined tackles. All right. Devondre Campbell. All right. Preston Smith, Rasul Douglas, Jair Alexander, superstar stud, Kenny Clark. I look at this defense and I'm like, I don't even think statistics do them credit last season, coming in at just 17th in opponents' points per game. Well, I like to look back at the last 5 games of that season. After the Philly loss on the road to a red-hot Philadelphia Eagles team, what did they do? Well, they go to Chicago. I was at this football game, and it was freaking awesome. They're 4-8, and you have to run the table. If you want to make the playoffs, you got Aaron Rodgers, you got your squad, you have to run the table. So they get a great road win in Chicago. They give up less than 20 points, giving up just 19 to Chicago. Next week, come back home. You play Los Angeles. Give up just 12 points, all right, with that late bye. Christmas Day, just 20 points on the road to Miami. Follow it up on New Year's Day, just 17 points to Minnesota in a 41-17 domination win. And then the unfortunate loss to Detroit. Now, if we're just going to keep it a buck here, Aaron Rodgers didn't play good last year. All right. He didn't play horribly, wasn't desperate, wasn't extremely shitty, but Aaron Rodgers didn't play good. All right. It wasn't a good season for him. If Jordan Love does what Aaron Rodgers did last season, and basically what I mean by that is yardage-wise, Aaron Rodgers last season threw for just 217 yards per game. So that's my point with Jordan Love. I don't need him to be a Hall of Famer in general, let alone next season in his first year. He has one career start. I don't need Jordan Love to be the next Patrick Mahomes here. If Jordan Love can limit turnovers, make the throws he needs to make, get the ball to your playmakers, and do what you got to do, most importantly, limit those turnovers, I'm feeling pretty good because he has new threats now. Luke Musgrave, the tight end. Tucker Kraft, the tight end, wide receiver, stud. I think he's a stud. Michigan State boy, Jaden Reed. I love currently the Packers offense. And then you got to just sprinkle in Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. And I'm thinking to myself, you have one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. You're continuing to give Jordan Love the pieces he needs to at least be successful, or at least gives you enough versatility, enough creativity to at least showcase what he has. And then we bring in the strength of schedule, and we bring in specifically the first half of the Packers season. I'm like, this squad could be 5-2 in the first 7 games through the first half of the season. They could be 5-2. They could be 5-3. I'd be very pleased with even 5-4. You're in the NFC North. The Detroit Lions will probably win the NFC North. Chicago's not quite there. They're building a squad, no doubt about it, but they're not quite there. Minnesota, I think they're faltering quite quickly. And so once again, I need to reiterate this point, hammer it on home. Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers next season aren't winning the Super Bowl. All right, we're not winning the Super Bowl. I'm not even saying we're going to win the NFC North. But I think we're going to get enough from Love next season. All right, I think personally, you get 3 years playing behind Aaron Rodgers, that's going to rub off on you in some way for the better, right? Jordan Love, former first-round pick. In fact, our GM has had 8 first-round picks. 7 of them were defense. The only one offensive selection, Mr. Jordan Love. He was selected in the first round for a reason. He was selected to be the next guy once Aaron Rodgers either left or retired for a reason. So, yeah. I know the Packers aren't winning the Super Bowl next season, but I seriously think this team has a great foundation built. I love Matt LaFleur. It kind of reminds me of the New York Giants, where I think we're going to see a lot of Jordan Love. It might not be crazy flashy. You know, it might be 240 yards per game, but it might be a single-digit interception number. It might be 20-plus touchdowns. And the Packers might even poke 10 wins. All right? Let me know what you guys are thinking. As always, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Packers fans, what are your thoughts on Jordan Love? Let me know down below. Let's try and get this video to 250 likes. Appreciate all the love from my fans. And by fans, I meant Packers fans.